Ever since it was first built in the year 1350, Loftus Hall has remained an architectural marvel. Though this magnificent mansion in Fethard-on-Sea Island has long been revered for its beauty, it is also inspired fear for its chilling tales of ghosts. Legend holds that a mysterious man came for a visit one night in 1775 and, though everything seemed normal at first, the family soon discovered that he was the devil himself. As the story goes, when the owner's daughter saw his cloven hooves, she was traumatized for the rest of her life, and her spirit has wandered the halls ever since. According to the story, it was a dark Irish evening in 1775. The wind was howling as cold rain poured from the thundering skies, then came a mysterious rapping at the door. The Tottenham family of Loftus Hall did not find this unusual because their private shoreline was often used by sailors as a safe haven in stormy weather. They offered the man at the door shelter for several days. He befriended his hosts and became enthralled with one of their daughters, Anne. Soon, the family and their visitor sat down to play a game of cards. It was then that Anne dropped her ring and saw something that changed her forever. Leaning down, she realized their guest didn't have human legs, but cloven hooves instead, and screamed in terror as the visitor vaulted straight upward through the ceiling and out of the house. A loud clap of thunder erupted right after, and a cloud of smoke appeared, leaving the family engulfed by the scent of sulfur. Just like that, the mysterious figure was gone, but Anne never recovered from the occurrence. She went into seclusion in the tapestry room and died not long after. According to the legend, her spirit still wanders the halls. However, there's much more to Loftus Hall's colorful history than tales of ghosts. Originally, a Norman knight named Raymond le Gros built a castle on the Loftus Hall property in 1170. According to Atlas Obscura, he wanted to assimilate into Irish society, despite having tirelessly fought to conquer its people, and changed his name to Redmond. When the Black Plague swept through the area in 1350, Redmond's descendants replaced the castle with the modern-day structure, a mansion then known as Redmond Hall. But during English leader Oliver Cromwell's brutal conquest of the island in the 1650s, the hall was seized for English usage and taken over by the wealthy Loftus family, turning Redmond Hall into Loftus Hall. In the 1860s and 1870s, the building underwent massive renovations. It was during this time that an infant's remains were found hidden in the walls of the tapestry room. Some have theorized that the legend of the devilish visitor was fabricated to hide a scandalous truth, that Anne was impregnated out of wedlock, potentially by the visitor, and subsequently let her baby die. With the renovations costing enormous sums and the Loftus bloodline dying out, the estate languished and was eventually put up for sale. Eventually, in 1917, nuns took over the property and occupied it until the 1980s. The estate has since passed through several private owners, with a brief stint as a hotel, all the while maintaining its status as the area's most haunted house. Current owners Shane and Aidan Quigley purchased Loftus Hall for $800,000 in 2011. Though the mansion retains a solid foundation, the current owners decided to give it a thorough renovation. But no amount of renovations has removed the property's ominous character for locals. With such a captivating story on their hands, the Quigleys opted to use the legend to their advantage. From offering haunted tours throughout the property to overnight events allowing visitors to experience the creaking residence for themselves, they've put the legend to lucrative use. Despite all the recent renovations, the 27,000 square foot property is in dire need of further renovation, which will cost untold sums. This is precisely why the Quigleys opted to sell Loftus Hall in 2020. But even after it has sold, it is likely the Quigleys won't be able to shake the eerie feeling described by many who've stepped foot inside. As Aidan Quigley said, "There is always a feeling that you are not alone in Loftus Hall."